Awesome. Well, welcome to Team Inspire November training call. It is my absolute pleasure, Mark Miles, to have you along. If you're watching this via replay, we are so excited that you're watching. Tracy is here with us. I'm here to support, and we're going to have a great time as we share some updates and some new information and give you a bit of skills training and even mindset training that'll really help you kick November goals and really take you to the next level wherever you want to go with your business. So welcome, Tracy. Thank you so much for coming along to the call and being part of this training. So I'm going to hand it straight over to you, and we're going to do some team recognition. I think that's the first thing on our agenda there. Tracy, over to you.
Hello and good afternoon, Mark. Thank you for getting on today as well. This Monday, it's very hot outside. Oh my gosh, it's good to be inside in the aircon. So today I am so excited. October is done and over with. Whew. Oh my gosh, that was a bit of a stressful month. But in saying that, we still broke records, guys. This team is growing and growing and growing, and I am so excited for so many people. And I just wanted to recognize everyone who has moved in their business in some way in the month of October and bringing us into a really strong November. So first off, we got Kevin Wood, well done, bronze. Amy Williams, bronze. Michelle Brooks, bronze. Jacqueline Egerton, bronze. And we got Sylvia Williams and sitting on bronze too. Then we're going up to our silvers. We've got Dina Peters. I won't say your little second name there because I'll probably get it wrong. And Katrina Ellis. Well done, Katrina. Polly. Oh, sorry. Before I go to Polly, we got Mark Miles. Sorry, Mark. Well done for sticking on that silver. It can be hard when we have a crappy October like we did. All right. It's okay. We can admit it wasn't a good month, but Polly, Sapphire, well done, Polly. I'm so happy for her. And you know what? She hasn't even got started yet. She did this without even getting on social media and putting the word out there yet. Okay, so this is where I'm going to really bring in other ways to do this, where you don't have to be on social media, and we'll get into that later. So well done to everyone, and let's bring this into November and have a massive month because it's coming into Christmas. People need money. We have an amazing product that can help people lose weight, get healthy. That's another, the biggest thing with us is that we are getting people healthy and they can start earning some extra money for Christmas. So let's move on. Thoughts on shipping. Okay, Mark, let's touch on shipping.
So it's a great important topic to be talking about. Before we get into dates and all things like that, I did think I would show the bottle. I don't know if you can see that or not, Tracy, but this is the bottle that they've come in, which is pretty cool. And so in my recent auto ship, I got 2 of these bottles, and then I got a couple of these game day packs, which are pretty cool. They're very similar to the weekender packs, if not exactly the same. And I'm yet to open my drops, so to speak, but once I've run out of my snappy things, then I'll jump into the drops. In regards to shipping, I will say it can only get better. I know it sounds like a little bit pessimistic, but for me, I would say that my orders have been pretty consistent, and all I've aimed to do is every single month just adjusting my auto ship so that I'm never running out. And there have been times, I'm going to be honest, where some months, instead of taking 2 a day, I just dropped it down to 1 a day. And I kind of mapped it out for the rest of the month so that I didn't run out. But for me, it's like, okay, yep. Demand is growing, so there's more demand on production there, so shipping is going to take a little bit longer. Will the company catch up? Yeah, I believe they will, and they are. So I'm not too stressed about shipping. I know that we all want our product yesterday, but I know some people on my team and my, I guess, line, so to speak, have also been ordering extra. So they've, had their auto ship in there, but they've also ordered extra amounts just to keep them going so they didn't run out. But I mean, it can only get better is the way I look at it. Is that kind of your thoughts on it there as well, Tracy? What are your thoughts
Oh,
around how we're heading into November and beyond?
oh, absolutely. They have been so transparent about the issues that are going on. And to receive the email yesterday, I think it was yesterday, about how they are looking into the faster shipping once it hits our shores, because that is where the problem is, guys. It's Australia. It is actually Australia that is the issue. And it takes so long to get from the shipping wherever it's gone, come in from, out to our homes. That is where the delays are happening and where the problems are happening. We have had one particular issue, I'm not going to go right into it, but where the delivery has been left and this person cannot find their orders. So these sorts of situations is what the company is now looking at, because they need better couriers once they come here to Australia. Unfortunately, our courier system here is shit. I'm going to say it. It's really bad. And it always has been. And I know from past experiences, I've worked with US companies forever. And I know the pain of long deliveries, takes forever. And then if something goes wrong, it's going to take even longer. Okay, so they are onto it. They are listening to our concerns, and they are fixing what we hopefully will end up being an amazing shipping experience. Some people are getting theirs in like 10 days, and I'm just like, if you're in Melbourne, Sydney especially, you're going to get them quick. But
Mm.
in other parts of Australia, unfortunately, especially around Perth, WA, it's going to take a little longer, and then any rural areas as well. But the thing is, it sounds like good news is coming. We will get something else happening and things will be better. And I really believe they will be, because they are listening to us.
Mm. I will say, and I guess from our background, we've worked in spaces where we've dealt with things that often can have been caught up in customs, and I think you know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about.
Yeah.
But like, people need to understand why me and Tracy are so excited. And one of the big reasons is we don't have that extra layer of getting caught in customs conversation. And there's a lot of stuff that we've seen in the past that does take forever to get here. Then it gets here and then it's damaged or there's issues going on. But this company, it really does seem to have a passion for wanting to grow countries outside of America. And when we've dealt with companies just based in America or even, predominantly in America, they do become very America focused. But one thing that I've really noticed, and probably Tracy noticed as well, there is a really strong desire to make countries outside of America really successful as well. And I think that's testament, like you can see that with how much Terry is engaging with the high powered leaders here in Australia. And they're not going to just open a market and leave it. They're going to keep like their efforts there and dedicating systems and processes to keeping the market alive and pumping. So, yeah, me and Tracy, yes, we know there's issues. And at the same time, it's kind of like we've seen so much worse. So we're
We
not
have
really struggle. We're not really too concerned about it, if we can be completely honest.
no.
Yeah, a little bit frustrated, but that was more so in the beginning because the more excited we got about it, the faster we wanted. But once people's orders kick in and with their auto ships and they start to manage their own, I guess, store and warehouse that they've got going on internally and, on hand, then they're going to take a little, we'll have the power to take a little bit more personal control around how much have I got, how much have I not got, when am I running out, and we'll have contingencies in place, right? And so something like going from 2 a day down to 1 a day, or maybe
Mm.
you got a lot that is available, and you're like, all right, cool, maybe I'll take 3 a day today. Just kidding, but I think you get the point there. So we just wanted to touch on shipping because it's always something that people are talking about. It was definitely a big issue there in October as kind of the machines were on full ball there in October, pumping hard.
And that's the only issue we had was that.
I know.
And that's pretty good, I reckon. So I'm
Yeah, good.
pretty happy.
Me too. Awesome. So if you get your bottles, drop in the Team Inspire page how you're finding them, if you like the look of them, just your journey with them. I like it. It says reshape your drink. Very interesting. But yeah, that's cool. So the next thing, if we're happy to move on, was was it mindset about attraction marketing? Is that what we wanted to look at next?
That's it. We will talk about mindset. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, so I'll just go a little bit we'll talk about mindset, and then I'll hand over to Tracy for tactical things that we can do. So, first thing I'm going to do is recommend an amazing book. It's by Ray Higdon, and it's about social media and using social media to build your network marketing business, right? I can't remember the exact title, but I think it's called Freakishly Effective Social Media or something like that by Ray Higdon. And it is the best book I've ever come across for exactly what to do and what not to do in the social media space, right? So definitely check that out, Ray Higdon. And if I can find the link to the exact book, I may drop it down below under this video. Next thing is Winner's Circle. Now, Tracy and I really love the Winner's Circle. It is a place that you're going to come. I believe it is either 11 a.m. or 12 a.m., 12 p.m. on a Monday. It just depends on your time zone. With daylight saving, you've got to be really careful there. It's easy to miss it. But the Winner's Circle is freaking amazing. I love it. You can come along and literally be inspired by hearing other people's, health testimonials, but also their wealth testimonials as well. On a side note, I don't know about you, Tracy, but sometimes I look in my back office, I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. Money's there. Wow, okay, more money's coming through, right? And as I posted earlier on Facebook today, like this business, it's like one of the easiest I've ever done, and money just keeps coming in. It's like, okay, cool, awesome, right? So the money definitely comes if you do the right actions. And I think that's the important thing to think about. Later on in today's session, we will talk about goals, but for me, my belief around goals is the money comes when you do the daily activities. The money comes when you do the daily activities, but one of the important things is don't get attached. Don't get attached. So coming back, what have we got so far? Ray Higdon book, definitely check it out. Next thing is the Winner's Circle. Highly recommend that you jump on that every Monday. And I believe, obviously, with the time zone, it's Sunday in America there, but definitely check that out. And the link for the Winner's Circle comes out in your email, I believe, over the weekend. So definitely check out Winner's Circle. And then last of all, testimonials. So for me, one of the things that my mentor once told me is that in this business, if you want to be successful, you're going to have belief in three things. You're going to have belief in the product. You're going to have belief in network marketing in general and the power of that. And last of all, you're going to have belief in yourself. All right. You have to have belief in yourself. So in regards to mindset, well, it's important that you work on those three things. So I mentioned testimonials there because if you are daily digesting testimonials, you are always going to have a high level of belief of the product and also the business as well. So I do want to encourage you, if you are ever feeling flat or down or like, does this even work? Or, can it work for me or any of that? Go to the Winner's Circle or just start reading testimonials, and you can find them in a lot of different places, but just make that a daily thing that you do. Read a couple of testimonials and also remember your own journey. And as a side note to that, remember, if you're not yet getting results, just look at what other people are experiencing and just give yourself a little bit of extra time there, right? Well, we talk about how long everybody's body is a little bit different, all that conversation, but let's just just recap. Mindset, number one, read Ray Higdon's book. Just do it. Just read the book. Next, win a
Follow him on
circle, go
Facebook.
along. And then the last thing is read testimonials. Tracy, over to you for the tactical.
So yeah, going on Ray Higgin, he is really good. Follow him on Facebook. You've got so many social media gurus out there. Pick someone that really relates to you. There is a lot out there. I could recommend a few, but not on the top of my head because there are quite a few people that I do follow, and they are different. They are very different. So
So I'll just
mindset.
make a comment about that Ray Higdon book. Like when he wrote it, he wrote a lot of great things that were new for me, such as simple things like not putting the name of the product in a post, such as how to actually structure a post. And I know that he's, how do I put it? A lot of the stuff he's teaching now is what's relevant for him and what he's doing now. But if you dial the clock all the way back, looking at that book, it had great fundamentals in there that were really, really great for the person just starting out on social. And, talked about how do you do a before and after post? What do you actually put in? What do you not put in? And it kind of, like, it made sense when I first looked at it. I'm like, okay, cool. If I just do that, not do that. And I think it was a great place to start out to get the fundamentals handled in my brain. So I didn't go out there and show up and throw up and say all the wrong things, if that kind of makes sense. So highly recommend check out his earlier stuff in this book, and his current stuff. Well, that can be up to the individual, how much they want to take in. You can probably understand what I mean there.
Yeah, I do. He has changed a lot, and he has gone down the real Christian path, and very different style now, which is good. So that's what I mean. You've got so many styles out there that you just go explore and see who resonates with you, and just follow what they recommend. But I'm going to do some tips, three tips on attraction marketing. And so number one is just being different. You want to stand out. You don't want to be copying someone else's post and putting it up and then walking away. That's my job done for the day. No. You need to stand out. You need to be different to everyone else in your own way. So just be different, be quirky, have fun with it, and just stand out. You can do product reviews. You can give value through healthy lifestyle tips and just advice like that. So that's number two. This is tip number two, is just giving lots of value on your social media to attract people to you. So if you are into, I'm just going to put something out there, say essential oils. Okay. So if you're into essential oils, why don't you do some little recipes up, be on camera if you want to, or you can do it other ways as well. But being on camera is really going forward on social media, especially if you're into Instagram and TikTok. So video is one of those things where people will, and if you're giving value, you're giving some tips and tricks and all of that, you're going to start seeing more people follow you and take advice from you. So lifestyle, if you're into fitness, what do you do every day? Do you go to the gym? Do you go for walks? Do you do your workout in the outside gym along, the pathways like we have here on the Gold Coast? All those different, tell people what you do. Give them some tips. Give them a challenge. Things like that. Especially when we're in the health and wellness industry as we are, giving those kind of tips are what people need. Some people don't understand different oils to use for cooking. Okay, if you have that understanding, share it, because people need to know. They need to know what oil to cook with. They've been sitting there cooking with vegetable oil or canola oil because they thought that was the right thing to do, because they've been told that. Teach them, educate them on other things. So that's your lifestyle tips, healthy lifestyle. And number three is using your, obviously, I've talked about this over and over again, your stories and your reels. Talk about the benefits of fix, but without using the word fix, just use snaps or, drops, now that we've got the dropper, whatever suits you and how to talk. But never say the name of the product, okay? It just gives it all away. And you want to create that curiosity. We're always creating curiosity around our product. And just talk about the benefits. Show yourself snapping it into your drink. Have a, just even if it's you're not even in the picture, just your glass and the snap next to it, but the other way around. Just be doing curiosity posts a lot, and stories is where it sells. So I'm gonna move on to 3 tips for your Facebook profile, which will coincide with some of the things I'm talking about. You can go pro on your social media, on your Facebook profile. So some people, like my profile is on a professional profile. What that means is that I can put my link in certain places that if I didn't have a professional profile, I can't put my link in my bio. I can't put my link in stories. So stories is where I can add that extra. You can purchase directly by swiping up, and it has my link there. So those little tips, go pro, go professional on your Facebook, and you get all these extra little quirks, all right? And you can do more things. And for some reason, it shows up that you've got a whole heap of followers too. I don't know how that happens, but it does.
And
And
so
it's just
Tracy,
cool.
how does one do that? Do they go to the settings in
I
Facebook,
knew
or
I
how do
should
they do
have
that?
done it before. I should have done it. It is in settings. I will go through the instructions and I will actually put up a post to show you how to do that. I cannot remember, but I know it is in settings and it's not hard at all. I think it's just a click of a button.
Awesome. So
Okay.
number one for enhancing our Facebook is
Facebook.
number one, pop it on professional.
Yep. Pop it on
Awesome.
professional. And then you open
Awesome.
up all these other little things that you can do. And so that's then number two is updating your bio. So,
Mm.
when someone visits your page, your profile, they're going to see your bio and who you are. So if you've got nothing in there or just, say, just a mum or, you know what I mean? Like it's people don't really recognize you as a professional in what you do. So you want to put something in there that explains who you are and what you do. And it needs to be kind of short as well. So you've got to get straight to the point. Um, I've changed mine recently. So to coincide with what I am doing now. And I also have my link in my bio. So, which is also another thing that I really need to do another training on because our links don't have a landing page or anything like that. I have put my link into what is, say, a link tree or a beacon link. So then I can put that in my profile, in my bio. That is, so I've got more information like the doctor's round table discussion. I've got testimonies on there, information about the product, and then I have my link to purchase. So that is, if you understand what Linktree is, it's the same thing. Beacon is just
Oh,
another.
Tracy, you are whetting our
I'm
appetite for
going
a
in too
separate
far.
training on that. That is awesome.
I'm going in too far, I know. So, but what I'm trying to say is you can do all these extra things, okay?
Very cool.
So,
Very cool. So number
number
one,
two,
change it to
or
professional.
number
Number
three,
two is get our profile bio correct. What's our
yeah,
number
and number
three,
three,
Tracy?
that is create a new cover photo. All
Okay.
right. Get in there, professional yourself up, put something nice in your cover photo so that when someone comes and visits you, they can see what you do and they will be attracted to what you are doing. So there you go, number three.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it. And all those things you're talking about, were very new for me. So I'm really excited to see the training that you're going to produce on that. That's going to be awesome. Something as simple as, your profile pic can make so much of a difference because, before I read Ray Higdon's book, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to have a cat or a dog. And then I'm like, but
Oh,
he says, no, it's got to be a real person. I'm like, okay, I got to have a real proper photo there. And then your bio, you want to have ideally a good tagline or something that really sets you apart. And Tracy, I loved your comment about, sharing tips with people. And I think a big part of that is about showing how you integrate Fix into your everyday life and how the kind of impact it's had on your life. Maybe you are into CrossFit or something like that, or maybe you do go for walks on the beach or things like that. Well, there's always opportunities to link Fix to going for walks on the beach, or CrossFit Fix. As a marketer, because all of you who are part of this team are now marketers, because network marketing, you guys are all marketers, marketers of yourself, marketing of the product. Essentially, you can always find opportunities out there in the world to go, okay, cool. How could I take that and link it to that, and combine those two, and then share value with the world? Does that kind of resonate, Tracy, as well?
absolutely. That's
Yeah,
it.
awesome,
Can I add
cool.
one
What
more
was next? What
thing?
was next on the agenda, Tracy?
I just wanted to because I wanted to show that, you know what, you can grow this offline as well.
Yeah.
So just a few tips on growing offline before we go into handling objections. So that's really important. Growing offline. You do not need to be hassling your family and friends. Okay. We don't do that. Yes, if they want to, attract them to you, but we don't go out. I don't go out and approach them. I just don't do it. So social media obviously is where we attract. You can attract other people. You've got the whole wide world out there to attract on social media. So that's why I love social media. But you can also go offline. I also made up these little flyers. I mean, very simple, right? It's got my QR code with my code. With my link. It goes straight to my link. And I'm going to get my kids to go put them somewhere. So I'm doing old school. All right. I'm going to go do some old school marketing, go drop them off at the supermarket, notice board, whatever. Right. And then you've got so many options, letterbox drop, things like that, old school ways. Also, your community. Get out into your community. Do you go to a chiropractor? Do you go to a kinesiologist? Do you get massages? Talk to those people. So they're your professional therapists, right? Get out to the community. You can do a market stall if you wanted to. You can just talk to people as you are out there doing your thing at the gym and all of that. There is many opportunities offline to also grow your business.
So true, so true. And the thing is, the more you're comfortable to talk about it, the better you're going to do. And friends and family are a great place to experiment, and at the same time not get attached to. Yes, you can be very sensitive to friends and family's opinions, and at the same time it can be a lot more casual as well. It could just simply be, hey, have you heard about this new Fix thing? That's the extent of maybe you want to go to with your official pitch, so to speak. Hey, have you heard about Fix? They're like, no, what is it? Then you can just share, well, came across this thing, and I'm pretty excited because I found this thing goes after my visceral fat. So far after taking it, this is what I've experienced. And then you just shut the door, shut up, and see how they respond. And if they want to show interest, take their number, take their details, and go from there. But if they're not interested, that's okay. They're not interested. So friends and family, great way to play, but don't get attached. How's that, Tracy?
And workplace. Your
Yeah.
workplace is the best place, honestly. Like, I haven't been in my workplace for like 2, 3 weeks now, so I'm kind of missing the trying to, put some Fix. I have to go in there with some Fix actually and hand them out to them all. But that is also one of the best places to be able to, share this, because it's only one product. We've only got one product to share. I'm still in a company with a whole lot of products. That's my wellness. So I love all their things and I will always buy from them. But it's hard when you've got so many products to talk about. It's hard
Yeah.
to just get like focused on one. When we have one, oh my God, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. I honestly, you know, what else can you say? It's just one simple thing to talk about. And you
Agree.
can show them. I love that.
So true.
Okay, let's
Awesome. What's next on the agenda?
okay. Objection handling. All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
So Tracy, what kind of objections have you come across? What's been your experience so far? And then I'll go into some things.
My number one objection is I can't afford it. I
Mm,
don't have the money.
mm,
That's expensive. So,
mm.
what would you say, Mark?
Cool. Great question. And I will come to that in a moment, but I'm just going to zoom out for a moment and handle some principles. So now this is just a little bit of an area that I used to operate in. I actually used to be a sales coach. So one of the things that we used to teach is that the ultimate aim was to get to the truth. I'll say it again. The aim was to get to the truth. Now, what we often find is that in a sales situation, objections happen for two reasons. One, as a customer or as a prospect, I'm trying to alleviate the sales pressure that's on me right now, and I'm trying to get you to go away. The other reason is it's a real reason. So as a person sharing this business, we need to sort of be able to distinguish which is it and potentially how do we get to the actual truth. Does that kind of make sense so far, Tracy?
It does, yes.
Yeah, awesome. So for me, I guess a couple of things. Number one, and if people are watching this, highly recommend that you do take notes. Number one is detach from the outcome. Detach from the outcome. And what we find is that when we first start out, sharing or selling or whatever, we get so hungry for the sale and we, accidentally or unconsciously, we put pressure on other people. And as we all know, humans, the more we pressure people, the more they pull away. Okay. So number one is detach from the outcome. Have an attitude of, cool, I really don't mind if you buy or if you don't. Okay. Now it's going to be counterintuitive because we all want the sale, but we need to realize the more that we want, the more we have desire, the more we're actually going to repel the potential sale, so to speak, right? So number one, zero is detach from the outcome. Number two, or number one here is eliminate the objection before it comes up. Eliminate the objection before it comes up. So what I mean by that is ideally, if you can, in your initial reach out message, actually put in some phrasing that actually removes the objection. It gets very covert and very I know, sneaky in the sense of how you do that, right? So one thing that you can actually do is in your initial message that you send out to people, you can actually weave in objection handling so it doesn't come up, right? So an example of that might be um something like, hey, you say your phrase, do you happen to know anyone that's struggling to lose visceral fat or wants to improve their sleep or wants to increase their energy or whatever it may be? Then they write back and say, yeah, really interested. What do you mean by that? And this is where you then embed the objection removal. You can say something to the effect of, hey, well, recently I came across this thing and I've been on it for a couple of weeks now or however long. And, like I was quite surprised by the results I've gotten. And when I originally jumped onto it, I only jumped on because I saw naturopaths were recommending it. And I was a little bit hesitant, but when they were backing it, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm all in. And like initially I was a little bit concerned about the cost, but when I actually purchased it, I was like, wow, I was pretty impressed by the results considering I'd spent so much money in the past on different products. I don't know about you, But if you had maybe 5 or 10 minutes, would you be open to checking out a quick video that might explain what all the hype is about and like the science behind the product? Because it can probably explain it better than I can. So what I'm looking to do is through my own story, actually diffuse some of the objections that actually come back. And by planting it in them, like taking it out of their mind, it actually means that it doesn't come up in the conversation later on. And I've also talked about how I kind of overcame those thoughts when I first joined the company. Tracy, does that kind of make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
cool. Next one is another reminder, value truth over the sale. In the sense that I've got some people, and it'll lead to the next one, which is which comes back to the money thing. Value truth over the sale. So if someone says to me, right now money's too tight, I can't do it. I'm like, it would be ignorant and arrogant, and I would come across like an asshole. And I said, well, go sell your car, or go make it happen. If you really cared about your health, you'd really do something about it. It would be a lot better if we work with the person and say, all right, cool. Maybe in a week's time, or maybe next month, when it's a priority, like when maybe you got a little bit more money to put behind it, you may be able to do something with it. But essentially, we're not going to push people, we're not going to rush them. And if someone says, oh yeah, I've looked at it, I'm not exactly sure, meet them where they're at. So we say, okay, cool, it sounds like you're a little bit unsure at the moment. Is that the case? We simply ask them, all right? And then what I love to do is a bit of a temperature check, all right? So one of my favorite questions to ask, and it kind of is related to objection handling in some way, but I love to ask the question such as, I know right now you've probably got a lot going on. Is there any kind of information that you would love to see right now? Would it be scientific studies? Would it be testimonials from other people? Or maybe even a video on some naturopaths talking about the product? What kind of information could I give you now that would make you feel even more comfortable about moving forward if you did? All right. And what I love to do is just list it out. And then the person will say, yeah, well, actually, right now, I'd love that thing that you mentioned about the naturopath. That'd be really cool. Or someone might say, yeah, I'd actually love to know more about the clinical studies. I'm like, okay, cool. Absolutely. I'll definitely send that through. So what I'm looking to do is continue the conversation and never rush them, because nobody likes to be rushed and nobody buys when they're going to feel pressure. It's all about a dance, right? So we're going to let I don't like using the word prospect, but letting the prospect guide the process, and just simply making recommendations, making guidance along the way. And when they're ready to buy, they'll buy. But even people in this team right now, there are people, just like Tracy shared maybe about a month ago, that people have had to save up for the product. And that's okay, right? And people, if health is important to them, they do find a way. But if it's not, that's okay. We're not trying to recruit billions. We're trying to recruit the right people that do want to have a change in their health or change in their wealth. All right. So I guess those are my thoughts around objection handling. I just like it to be a dance and get to the truth. And truth is more important than sale, because the people that do want a change do stick around for the long term. They don't get caught up in the hype and go, oh, yes, definitely. And then the following month, they don't order again. So for me, it's all about consistency. And I'm not attached. I really don't mind if someone wants to jump in. Great. If they don't, that's okay. And when you can get to a place like that, you don't find the business is as stressful, so to speak, because you're not hungry for someone to join in. If they don't, then it's kind of the end of the world. Tracy, those are my thoughts on handling objections. What do you want to add?
Fantastic. I will like to ask you though,
Yeah,
another objection, MLM. When
yeah,
someone says, is it one of those MLM things? What would you say to that?
yeah. It is absolutely.
It's
Um,
it is.
and for me, the MLM objection. A couple of thoughts. It doesn't come up for me anymore. Now, the thing is, it used to come up for me when I was very nervous about LMLM, and I was uncomfortable about it. these days, if someone says, "Oh, it's an MLM," I'm like, "Yeah, it is actually." And for me, I actually look at it like a bit of a referral business. So, the other day, if I went to the movies and I saw a good movie, and I recommended it to someone else, um, uh, and the cinemas actually paid me a referral commission for that, I wouldn't be upset. Or if I went to the gym or even a nutrition store and took a great supplement and I accidentally told my friend about it, would it be a bad thing if I accidentally, got a referral commission for that? I don't think so. And sometimes, I do refer a great movie, and sometimes, my friend goes along and says, I'm like, well, it's not fair. I've done marketing for that movie. So I kind of treat it a little bit like a joke. And at the same time, I know that the people that have issues with it,
Don't understand it.
they like, I just think about it, and one of my mentors, Tom Schneider, he basically just said, If you can position it as a referral based business, because a lot of business people are okay with that idea. It's like, oh, will you recommend my business, will you refer me clients or whatever. That kind of framework seems to work well with people. But if someone is completely anti MLM, I'm like, yeah, no dramas at all. That's cool. That's your choice. That's where you're at. Because at the end of the day, someone's either going to be comfortable with it or they're not. And for me, all we can sometimes ever do is just share our own experience. And I think I would have to say my breakthrough moment was I was in a previous company that you know about. And one day, and this is sometimes also a story I share with people. One day I opened up my back office and there was extra money in there. And I said to my mentor at the time, I said, mentor, dude, why is there money in there? He goes, oh, you got a commission off the sale that someone made in your team. And I'm like, oh, oh, so you mean I got some extra money for free for doing nothing? He goes, yeah, he did. And I'm like, oh, so am I meant to feel guilty about that? He goes, no, it's how the whole structure in this system works, because if you do well, they do well. If they do well, you do well. So have you got an issue with that? I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'll just accept it. And that really was my experience. And I'm like, fuck, maybe this is how it works. And it really rattled my paradigm, because I'd come from the 9 to 5 world of I only get paid for what I do. But this whole thing opened up for me when I started to realize, wow, I get paid on how much my team does, but also the more I support my team, the more they actually benefit and the whole world wins. Whereas in the regular world, you only win if you do well, but in our world, we win if our team wins, and if our team wins, we do well. So yeah, that's kind of been my sentiment and my journey around it. But if someone's completely anti, then it's not much you can really do, because potentially they've been burnt in the past, and they're just not open to building a business because they just don't believe in the model, and that's okay. That's valid for them.
Perfect. I love MLM. Like ever since the first day that I started,
Hmm.
I was always looking for something to work from home, and then I was introduced to this through I did home daycare, and one of my
Hmm.
mums introduced me to MLM, and I have not looked back since. I love the system. I love how it works. So those who do object to it, they just don't understand how it
Hmm.
all works just yet. And then once they do, and I can tell you right now, you look at our leaders in this company, they were all anti MLM, all of
Hmm.
them. Look at them now.
Yeah.
Okay. That is what can happen once you open your eyes and open your mind to something different. Things
And
can
I
change.
think a really important thing is that we're empowering people. We're not
Yes.
using people.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And
So different
there will
word.
always be people that just do the product, or they go hardcore on the business, or they just want some part-time income. And that's like wherever people fall, that's totally fine. I'm
Yeah.
just here to be the conduit to somebody's decision. And I think that kind of leads to our next topic there, which is goal setting and daily method of operation. We do need to wrap up the call in about 10 minutes time, but did you want to quickly talk about goal setting and daily method of operation? And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Yep, I'll do this super quick. So goal setting, it is the beginning of the month. So what you should do is sit down and just set some goals for this month. Set some goals of where you would like to be coming into December. Do you want to rank up to a certain rank? Do you want to introduce this to so many people? 3 people, 2 people, 5 people. Set some goals. And once you have that written down, have it somewhere where you can see it every day. And then you'll be able to look at your goals and you will be able to achieve them once you start looking and then setting your DMO to hit those goals, to achieve them. So a DMO is a daily method of operation. It is what you do daily, your actions to produce more in your business. So I have gone and I found it's just a chart. It's a tracker. I'm going to put the link in the group. Okay. It is just, I've laminated it. I've got some extra information on the back. It is a daily method of operation checklist. So basically it's going over, create content, post it in 2 to 3 different social media platforms, tell a story, use your stories, and it just gives you a checklist. It tells you, oh yeah, I should do that today. And it's the same actions every single day. So you make sure you've done it and then you tick it off. And it's very simple actions. And look, it says post 2 to 3 times a day. If you can only post once, it's okay. Just do it though. Just make sure you do that one post. All right. So consistency is always for DMOs. Consistency is the key. So you got your action marketing ideas and your business growth. So your DMO, your daily method of operation, will help you achieve your goals for the month. Okay. So treat this more as a business. It's instead of a hobby or just something you're casually going to do. If you want to build a business here, treat it really professionally and do the steps that you need to do to help grow your business. And I am here and Mark is here if you ever need any help with what to do or how to do things. We're here to help. So, always fall back on us if you ever need that extra communication, the extra tips or anything. We are happy to help you. It's our job. We're here to help. All right. If we
And I
don't
think just as a practical tip around that, hypothetically, if you ever have a post that you're considering doing, feel free to send it through to Tracy or myself and say, look, I'm looking at doing this post. What are your thoughts on it? Is there any way we can make it better? Or maybe you're having a conversation with someone and they've asked you a difficult question, screenshot it, send it to me or Tracy, and we'll give you some coaching and mentoring on it as well. You're okay with that, aren't you, Tracy?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We've been in it. I mean, I'm not an expert myself. I don't know everything, but I've been doing it for 8, 9 years now. I know a little bit. And I try. And look, I am here. I'm always open to people to contact me. And you will know that I'm always answering your messages and always willing to help any way that I can. So your DMOs is your core. It's the core of your business. Do the actions daily and you will see it pay off. It will happen.
Absolutely.
It will.
Awesome. Well, on that exciting note there, we're going to wrap up the call and we'll aim to do one of these calls every month. If there are other things you would love us to train you on, drop a comment below. But we'll aim to do this one at least once a month. And we're also going to set up kind of a round table conversation as well, where people will be able to dial in and share their successes, similar to the winner's circle as well. And we'll be able to give, further updates of what's going on with the company, the product, and all the fun stuff there. there. So on that note, thank you so much, Tracy. And for the people that watch this, maybe drop a comment and say what you got most out of the webinar that we've done here and what was most valuable for you. But thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much for everyone's part of the team putting in the effort and sharing all the good stuff. So thank you so much, Tracy. Any final comments? I'll hand over to you.
No, I just want to just say, look, I have hit Ruby rank for the month of October, and I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you who have contributed to this business. It's not my effort, it is all of you. But I just wanted to share, not to like, oh, look at me, I'm at Ruby. It is because I want to show you guys that it is achievable. You know, I am not one of those high top leaders who have got hundreds of people following me. If I can do this, you guys can do this. That is like what I am biggest message today. If I can do this, you can do this. Okay. Thank you,
and
everyone.
when you win, we win. When we win,
That's
you
right.
win. And we
And
all
I
are
am
just
not
looking
going
to.
anywhere. I'm here to just keep taking everyone to the top because I am on a mission and I'm going to take all of you with me.
Sounds good. We are all just here to inspire each other because we're
That's
Team
right.
Inspire. Awesome. We'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Tracy, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.